All right. Another psych video. I think it's really important, and it's something that's been more and more apparent to me as of lately. Um, Within trading, there are a few things. Um, a reason why you guys feel like you may not be seeing any progress in the markets, no matter how hard you guys follow your rules, manage your risk, master your psychology, and trade mechanically, you guys seem to not be able to pass an eval or even get a payout. Now, one of the worst things you can do in trading is trade mechanically. We all preach this a lot, where you need to develop market intuition. The reason why every single mentor preaches consistency within the markets and within a model is not because they want you to stay in their mentorship, but rather they want you to actually develop and reap the rewards of having that consistency and developing that market intuition. Market intuition isn't something that you can teach. It's more something that you gain over time and you just one day realize, oh, I have it. And so be it. It's not always right, but it's right more than it will be wrong. And your trading is going to be a lot better once you develop that intuition. When I first started trading, specifically Dutch's model, although I was following everything he would do to the nick to the teeth, I failed to realize that being mechanical was a really, really, really important part, but it wasn't as important as developing your own thing, figuring out what you like and how you trade, and understanding the market in your own terms as opposed to under the eyes of others. So, no matter how many trade recaps I provide for you guys, how many times I explain why I took a certain setup and why it was slightly different than my original model, you guys have to realize that that is market intuition and the benefits of spending a lot of time with a single model. That is extremely important, and you guys all have to get that under your belt. So, may it be my mentorship or someone else's mentorship that you guys are in, I don't give a fuck. Stay consistent to it, and that's the only way that you can actually develop this skill. Because every single time you choose to switch to a new model, switch to a new mentor, you guys will be resetting your progress back to zero. It's like being $10 away from passing your first evaluation and then saying, fuck it, let me just reset this for shits and gigs, right? That's exactly what it is. You don't want to do that. You don't want to reset your progress, and you don't want to slow yourself down as much as you already are. So, yes, at the very beginning, it's good to be mechanical and follow a system so that you understand the system. But once you understand the system, that's when it comes to the point where you have to start adapting with the market. One of the first things, funny enough, TGR has ever said is like, yeah, you need to adapt to the markets. And what he means by that is not just shifting your buys because you see a bearish fair value gap. No, it means spending enough time into the market to understand what it wants to do just by a glance and by reading price action. This is not something you can teach. This is not something that you can learn, but you can only learn through experience and trial and error. Okay, that's the first thing. Another thing is desensitizing yourself to the money and to the outcome, to whatever outcome, may it be passing your eval or getting a payout. You need to remove that thought from your head. This has been very apparent to me ever since I've been trading with Apex as of lately. I have a 300K account. I'm not copy trading it, but it's just a 300K. And with a 300K, there is hella margin. You can size a lot heavier, with the max con size being 35 minis. I've been consistently trading 5 cons on this Apex account, and the number dollar value of losses and wins are far greater than anything that I've ever taken before on any of my tops of accounts or any other firm. But I had gotten used to that, to the point where I had realized how good my psych was because I detached myself from the outcome. And another thing that a lot of traders, a lot of you guys are putting yourself like willingly into this rabbit hole is using Project X. Project X is a platform designed to be like a game, to make trading seem fun and to induce more emotion into your trading, where you feel like a loss is a lot bigger of a loss than you lost, and a win is a huge win, so you just want to chase that dopamine again. While I was trading my Apexes, I would have my tops up accounts too. Just so you know, all of those tops up accounts are gone now. They've all been blown. And all I did was trade one mini on those accounts. But for some reason, I realized that I had induced so much more emotion through Project X than I had trading 5 minis on Apex on TradeAvate. 5 minis on TradeAvate, TradingView versus 1 mini on Project X. And yet somehow my heart was racing every single time I placed a trade on Project X. Every single time I hit stop loss or I hit TP, I felt euphoric or I felt like I was in the dumps. That is not a feeling that you want to promote and continue going through. If you guys can understand how prop firms are designed and how they're designed for you to fail, you guys will be able to min-max your abilities and capabilities of winning and losing. Detaching yourself from the outcome is so important because in the end, I realized it wasn't the dollar amount that I was so concerned about, but it was rather the environment that I was in. And that also applies to outside the charts too. If you're in a shitty environment outside of the charts, you're not going to be able to replicate anything good onto the charts, right? It's like being homeless in the slums of Mumbai, thinking, yeah, I'm going to be a rich entrepreneur, working on Wall Street with my own trading firm when you're in the slums of Mumbai. Like, it's like, first change your environment, then maybe you can have those dreams and ambitions. If you're being a lazy fuck right now, not showering, sleeping in, waking up 10 minutes before market open, you know, either eating a shit ton or not eating at all, not going outside getting air, not working a job to sustain your own profitability, you need to fix that, right? Everything in trading it stems down to, I can list it right off of a checklist. On the basic level, it's market intuition, right? Adapting to the markets and replicating the same system again and again to the point where you gain a good understanding of the asset that you're trading. And past that, psychology, where you detach yourself from the outcome, where you realize that the dollar amount doesn't matter. End of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. You're on prop firms. Unless you're on a live, then maybe that's more understandable. But you're on a prop firm. You're trading demo money, right? This money means nothing. You have a fixed loss of $50 for the eval, $150 for the activation, so $200. Doesn't matter if you lose 10 bands, you've only lost $200, right? Put it into perspective that way. Think of it as you have a fixed loss and you can't lose anything more than that. And that's just how it be. Detach yourself from the outcome, fix your environment, and obviously stay consistent. That's the blueprint for success, for profitability. Don't be an idiot. Don't be stupid. All right? Don't let your emotions get to you. You're a human being. You're a man. You can fucking control your emotions, okay? You don't want to be a bitch who says, oh, I can't control my emotions. Fuck no. Grow up. Slap some sense into yourself. Fix your routine. Fix your life. And you will see it directly replicated onto the charts. Okay? Lock the fuck in.